Joining us today in studio is the multi-talented Paulina Lule, a trailblazing figure in the entertainment industry. Currently, Paulina is gearing up to captivate audiences in the upcoming MGM Plus series, Emperor of Ocean Park, produced by the creative minds behind the Emmy and SAG award-winning series, Shameless. The gripping drama premieres on Sunday, July 14th. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So now, Paulina, I want to start with your role in Emperor of Ocean Park. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I play a woman named Kimberly Madison Garland. She is the spouse of Talcott Garland, who is the son of Judge Garland, played by Forrest Whitaker. She is a lawyer, a mother, and she is currently in talks of being nominated for a federal judiciary by the President of the United States. So she is going places. And in the story, Talcott is kind of becoming consumed with this conspiracy of, was his father murdered or did he actually die of natural causes? And that's causing a bunch of friction in our relationship because him going down the rabbit hole of a conspiracy is messing up my vetting for the presidential nomination for the judiciary.
Okay, now you have a background in acting and filmmaking.
That's correct.
How do you navigate both creative worlds?
You know, I like to tell people that they all feed into each other. When you know enough about acting, it informs your writing. When you know about writing, it informs how you direct and act. So as a whole, as a creative whole, they kind of inform each other. As far as like how it is to do all of them, they take a different part of me. So writing is a very intellectual, solitary pursuit. You sit down at a computer by yourself, you come up with all of these scenarios and characters, and you create them. Directing is an extremely collaborative pursuit. So you're working with all different artisans to put your vision to life. Acting is a very intimate and personal thing where you're using literally yourself to create this character. So acting, writing, and directing fulfill all different parts of me. So when I finish an acting project, I'm often feeling like, okay, that part of me is spent. I want to do something writing or I want to direct something. And I just kind of cycle around between all of them.
So now your upcoming film project incorporates horror and social commentary.
Correct.
What do you want audiences to take away from it?
So I am writing a zombie horror film. I've written a zombie horror film that I'm going to direct called Sherman Park. It is an allegory about recidivism. You know, my brother was released from prison in 2016. Around that time, I was a little anxious about what he was going to do when he re-enters society. And often when people are re-entering society, it's very difficult. And so the metaphor is that society has turned on him. So that the main character is basically returning home, trying to restart his life after being in prison for multiple years, and literally the city around him has turned into zombies. Yeah, so I would like to take away, what I would like the audience to take away from that is, you know, when people re-enter society, I feel like most people want to live on the right path, want to do the right thing. But when we create situations that are difficult for them to survive and stay on the straight and narrow, I mean, we all know that crime comes from poverty, lack of access to resources, correct, and things like that. So when people don't have a choice because society around them has isolated them, has not allowed them to thrive, that's why people return to prison.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I would love for people to take away from the film.
I'm glad that you're creating a film. on that
thank you.
because recidivism is very high.
Yes.
Especially here in Miami.
Yes, same in Milwaukee, where
Okay,
I'm from.
that's right.
It's extremely high.
And talking about Milwaukee, besides your artistic endeavors, you're a conservationist, and you started in Milwaukee. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I worked for a brief time at the Milwaukee County Zoo for the Zoological Society of Milwaukee, which is the nonprofit that works with the county zoo. And I was working in their children's theater. It's called Cole's Wild Theater, where we put on musicals for elementary schools and for children that come to visit the zoo, teaching them about different things they can do for wildlife conservation, for saving the animals. A huge part of what we did there was promoting empathy for wildlife, because there's a lot of studies that show if people have empathy for wildlife, they will want to help wildlife. So that was a big part of our messaging in our plays. So that really, I've always been kind of like an outdoorsy person. I surf, I ride horses, I like hiking, backpacking. I'm going backpacking in Yellowstone this year. I'm very excited. So I've always been kind of like an outdoors person, and my time at the zoo really started connecting me to what can I do to conserve the outdoors that I love so much. Yellowstone especially, a bucket list item of mine was to see bison in the wildlife. So I'm very excited for that, for that opportunity. And so yeah, I'm really into wildlife conservation, and I've worked with the Zoological Society of Milwaukee to continue that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on everything that you have done so far.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now, where can we follow you, your journey, your projects?
Oh, yes. I am on Instagram and Threads at Paulinium. That's Pauli, 2 N's as in Nancy, IUM as in Mary. Kind of like a medal. It was a nickname in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know. So at Paulinium on both Instagram and Threads.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming to Inside South Florida and sharing everything with us today. And can't wait to see you on the big screen.
Oh, thank you so much.